Golden Bachelor Theresa Nist breaks silence on Gerry Turner's cancer. December 11, 2024. Golden Bachelor winner Theresa Nist is breaking her silence after her now ex-husband Gerry Turner came out with his devastating cancer diagnosis. Gerry spoke, revealing that he learned of his diagnosis during the early stages of their marriage. He alluded to the fact that his diagnosis was in part to blame for his divorce from Theresa. It seems that she sees things a little differently. What did she have to say about it all? Keep reading to find out more. Theresa Nist breaks silence on Gerry's cancer. Theresa Nist and Gerry Turner seemed very in love when the Golden Bachelor finale aired last year. So much so that they decided to not waste any time and they got married in early January 2024. Not 3 months later their wedded bliss was over and they shared on Good Morning America that they were filing for divorce. Other than saying that they didn't see eye to eye, neither would really come out and say what truly ended their short marriage. Many thought distance was the only factor. However, in a recent interview, Theresa shared that living arrangements were not the only downfall of their marriage. That is all she would say. Now, Gerry came out and shared with the world that he has a slow-growing but incurable form of bone marrow cancer called Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia. He revealed that getting this devastating diagnosis changed his outlook on life. He needed to focus more on his family. While that did include Theresa, she became less of a priority at the time. Gerry broke the news to her during a trip to Indiana. She revealed being very upset at the time. Theresa disagrees with Gerry's reasoning as to why their marriage ended. She spoke with People and said that his diagnosis had nothing to do with their divorce. She said, if that was something on his part, maybe, I don't know. But no, that didn't factor into ending the relationship. Part of it was the distance, but that wasn't the only part. That's really all I will say. She added that there is no way to really know someone in 4 short weeks. Theresa wishes him nothing but the best. Theresa Nist also said that she wishes Golden Bachelor Gerry Turner nothing but the best. She said when he told her about his diagnosis, he shared that it was the type of cancer that he would most likely outlive. While their marriage didn't work out, she said that she hopes he has a long prosperous life and is able to find his person. What do you think about Theresa talking about Gerry's cancer? Were you shocked to learn he has been keeping this secret? Stay tuned for more updates. When Theresa Nist first stepped into the rose-filled limelight on The Golden Bachelor, she hadn't imagined the journey would lead her to both the highest peaks of love and the shadowed valleys of heartbreak. Winning Gerry Turner's heart on national television had felt like a fairy tale. But less than a year later, the story had unraveled in ways neither could have foreseen. Gerry's revelation of his cancer diagnosis, a slow-growing but incurable form of bone marrow cancer known as Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia, cast a sobering light on their whirlwind romance and subsequent split. Now, for the first time, Theresa is opening up about what really happened and why she believes Gerry's diagnosis wasn't the sole reason for their divorce. A love that captivated millions. The journey began under the golden glow of romance. Gerry Turner, 72, and Theresa Nist, 70, had captured the hearts of viewers with their genuine connection. Gerry, a retired restaurateur from Indiana, had brought charm, warmth, and sincerity to his role as the inaugural Golden Bachelor. Theresa, a retired schoolteacher from New Jersey, had impressed him with her wit, compassion, and grounded nature. When Gerry knelt on one knee during the finale, presenting Theresa with a sparkling diamond ring, it felt like a victory not just for love but for a generation often overlooked by reality television. Theresa, you make me believe in second chances, Gerry had said, his voice thick with emotion. I want to spend whatever time I have left with you. Will you marry me? Tears streaming, Theresa had said yes. The world rejoiced alongside them, celebrating their courage to find love anew. A dream wedding and a shocking divorce. The couple wasted no time making their union official. On a crisp January morning in 2024, Gerry and Theresa exchanged vows in an intimate ceremony surrounded by their families and closest friends. Pictures of their glowing faces graced magazines and social media, symbolizing hope and love. But by April, the fairy tale had come to an abrupt halt. Appearing together on Good Morning America, Gerry and Theresa announced their decision to divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Fans were stunned. "We've come to realize that we see life differently," Gerry had said. "This doesn't take away from the love and respect we have for one another." Theresa had nodded solemnly, her eyes betraying a mixture of sadness and resolve. "Some things just aren't meant to be," she added. Speculation ran wild. Was it the logistical challenge of blending their lives across state lines? The pressure of living under public scrutiny? Neither offered a clear answer, leaving fans to wonder what had truly caused their short-lived marriage to crumble. Gerry's revelation. Months later, the pieces of the puzzle began to surface. Gerry, in an emotional interview, revealed his cancer diagnosis. He had learned of it shortly after the couple's engagement but had chosen to keep it private while they navigated their new life together. "I was diagnosed with Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia," Gerry shared. "It's a rare form of cancer, but it's slow-growing. My doctors assured me I'd likely outlive it, but it's still life-changing news." The diagnosis, he admitted, had shifted his priorities. He wanted to focus on his health and spend more time with his daughters and grandchildren in Indiana. Balancing these needs with the demands of a new marriage had proved overwhelming. "I needed to be there for my family," Gerry explained. Theresa was supportive, but ultimately, "I think my focus on my illness and family made it hard for us to truly build a life together." Theresa speaks out. For months, Theresa remained silent, allowing Gerry's narrative to dominate the headlines. But now, in an exclusive interview with People, she's sharing her side of the story. "Gerry's diagnosis was devastating," Theresa acknowledged. "When he told me, it felt like the ground had been pulled out from under us. But I want to be clear, his cancer wasn't the reason we divorced. At least, not for me." Theresa revealed that their struggles began long before Gerry's health issues came to light. The challenges of merging their lives, compounded by the intense scrutiny of the public eye, had created cracks in their foundation. "You can't truly know someone in 4 weeks," Theresa said, referencing the accelerated timeline of the Golden Bachelor. "We were still learning about each other when we got married. And when you add distance, family obligations, and personal health challenges to the mix, it's a lot." She paused, her voice softening. "Gerry and I had different ideas about what marriage should look like at this stage of our lives. We loved each other, but sometimes love isn't enough." A moment of reckoning. Theresa recalled the moment Gerry told her about his diagnosis. They were visiting his hometown in Indiana, surrounded by the cozy familiarity of his family home. "He sat me down in the living room and said, 'There's something I need to tell you.' I'll never forget the look on his face," Theresa said. "He was so brave, but I could see the fear in his eyes." Her initial reaction was shock, followed by an overwhelming wave of sadness. "I wanted to be there for him," she said. "I told him we'd face it together. But I think he had already decided that he needed to face it in his own way." Theresa admitted that Gerry's decision to prioritize his family over their marriage was painful but understandable. "He's a wonderful father and grandfather," she said. "I'd never ask him to put me before his family. But it also meant that our marriage wasn't going to work." Wishing him well. Despite their split, Theresa harbors no ill will toward Gerry. In fact, she's grateful for the time they shared and wishes him the best as he navigates his health journey. "Gerry is one of the most incredible people I've ever met," Theresa said. "I hope he has a long, happy life surrounded by the people he loves." As for her own future, Theresa is focusing on herself. She's spending time with her children and grandchildren, traveling, and embracing the next chapter of her life. "I've learned that it's never too late to start over," she said. "Life doesn't always go the way you plan, but that doesn't mean it's any less beautiful." Looking ahead. Theresa's reflections on her marriage to Gerry Turner offer a poignant reminder of the complexities of love, especially later in life. Their journey, though marked by challenges, also highlighted the courage it takes to pursue connection and vulnerability. While their love story didn't have the happy ending fans had hoped for, it's clear that both Gerry and Theresa have emerged with newfound clarity and resilience. As Gerry continues his battle with cancer and Theresa embraces her independence, Their paths may have diverged, but the impact of their time together will linger in the hearts of those who watch them take a chance on love. What do you think of Theresa's perspective on their divorce? Share your thoughts as this story continues to unfold.